Hey, what's up, folks? It's Pastor Merritt here. Listen, sports parents, y'all need to get your act together and stay in control when you're at your kids' games. And especially to those parents whose children are playing professional sports. Even more so, y'all need to be in control of yourselves at your kids' games. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the other day the Indiana Pacers were playing the Milwaukee Bucks. It was the fifth game of the series. If the Indiana Pacers won that fifth game, they would then continue on to the next round. The Pacers actually ended up coming back and winning the game 119 to 118. Thus, they closed out the series. They won it 4-1. And after the end of the game, Tyrese Halliburton's father runs out onto the court with a flag or a towel, waving it, and then runs up to Giannis. At least according to Giannis at the post-game press conference, he stated that Tyrese's dad was cursing at him and saying that we won, that's how we do it, etc., etc. I get it. I understand winning is important, especially at that level. Winning is important. But there's also this thing called character and integrity. You know, Paul says something in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. He says, "Do you not know that all who run in a race all run, but only one wins the prize? Therefore, run in a way that you may win." And so Paul indicates the goal of sports and sporting activities is to win. Herm Edwards, who used to coach in the NFL, he was an NFL head coach. He stated, "We play the game to win."
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Remember my position coach in college, his name was Tyrone Willingham, but he also coached at Stanford. He was a head coach at Stanford, head coach at Notre Dame, and a head coach at University of Washington. And so high-level programs. He also coached in the NFL. And I remember one time I played wide receiver. So the wide receiver group, we came into the office and we were getting ready to play, I'm not sure if it was Texas A&M, but we were getting ready to play a big game. And he turned to all of us and he said, "Do you guys all pray for victory?" And I remember some of the guys, we were kind of caught off guard. Now, at that point in time, I was not a Christian, so, I'm not sure if I was praying about anything. But some of the guys said, "Oh, yeah, I pray." But some of the guys said, "No, not really." And Coach Willingham, he turned and he said, "I pray for victory every time we go out and play." The whole point was he was praying that we would win. Well, winning is important, but right along with winning is character and conduct and integrity. And so if I go back to Tyrese Halliburton's father, yeah, you were excited, he was excited, but his actions don't demonstrate integrity or character or good conduct. For those individuals who are participants, you guys are playing in sports, whether it's, you're playing Little League or your high school teams or travel ball or whatever the case might be. Remember, you should go out there and try to win, but what is just as important is that you do it with character and with integrity. That you play hard, you play with perseverance and grit and determination, but you play by the rules. You play so that you're not demeaning the other team. Listen, my son played high school basketball, played college basketball. He played a year overseas. And I get guys, talking mess to one another. I understand that. That's part of it. But we don't have to demean one another. We don't have to humiliate each other. We can play the game, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, whatever it is you play, but you can play the game in a manner that's hard and with determination. But after the game, we can honor and respect each other by saying, "Hey, good game." We don't have to humiliate and demean each other. And so for the participants, you need to do that. But for the parents, you need to do that as well. I can't tell you how many parents I've seen, whether it's me in the stands or even as a coach coaching rec ball. I've seen parents do some crazy off the wall stuff. And I'm like, this is rec ball. The kids are 10 and 11 or 12 years old. It's not that serious. So parents, listen, go to your kids' games, enjoy it. Yeah, push them to win, but tell them to do it with character and integrity. And you also demonstrate, be a role model, provide a template so that your kids can see what it's like to be someone who is of high character and high conduct. And so when I think about Tyrese Halliburton, after the game, he indicated that his father was wrong and that his father should not have been on the court, should not have taunted Giannis. And I appreciated that because that demonstrated that Tyrese Halliburton gets it. He understands. He understands, yes, the importance of winning, but he also understands the importance of doing it with integrity, doing it in a manner that demonstrates that you have good character. And so I'm not sure what he said to his dad after the game, but at the post-game press conference, I thought it was good that he checked his dad and said, hey, Dad, what you did was wrong and that was not appropriate. And so we need to do the same. Whether you're playing a sport and you see your teammates acting in a way that is not appropriate, you need to check them. You need to say, hey, that's not appropriate. And then when we're at the games, we need to have parents who tell each other, hey, you know what? I get it, but it's not appropriate. That's the type of attitude that we should have. And especially if you are a Christian. If you are a Christian and your kid is playing a sport, or you are the person who is participating in the sport, if you are a Christian, you are called to act in a way that is honorable. You are called to, as Paul indicates, do not be weary in doing what is right. And so each and every time we step out onto the court or into the field, we need to do what is right before the Lord. And as parents, we need to teach our kids that. But again, we need to make sure that we are the example for our kids. And so let me close with this. Whatever sport you are participating in, or whatever sport your child is participating in, do me a favor, enjoy it. It goes by fast, trust me. But I also ask that you do it in a manner that glorifies God. All right? Hey, God bless y'all. We'll see you next time. Peace.